So if you work out this question, you're going to get 2 over 3 pi as the answer, as the volume of the revolution that you're going to get after performing this. In this particular question here, we are supposed to find the volume when this is revolved around so that it can be able to make a solid. So if this curve that is shaded here, if this region is shaded here, is going to be revolved, is going to form a 3D diagram. For instance, we have that, and then we have also this line that is going to run from this point, and it's going to go straight to this point here. So we are going to have a solid that is going to be a 3D solid like that. So if you work out this question, you're going to get 2 over 3 pi as the answer, as the volume of the. So if you're supposed to work out the volume of the solid that is formed, remember we can be able to use integration in order to do that. Now before we go into that section, in order to find this particular volume of the solid formed, we are going to find the coordinates of A and B. So to find the coordinate of A and B, we are going to equate these two equations. So we're going to say that substituting this equation into this, we're going to have 2 into bracket x squared plus 2 over 4 minus x minus 4 is equals to 0. Then we shall open the bracket. Of course, this is going to be x squared over 2 plus 4 minus x minus 4 is equals to 0. Then you can now see that this and this will commit suicide, and then we are going to have x squared over 2 minus x is equals to 0. If we multiply all 2, by 2, we are going to say times 2 times 2 and times 2 here. We end up having x squared minus 2x is equals to 0. So this equation is going to reduce to x squared. We can factor out x here. We are going to have x into x minus 2 is equals to 0. Therefore, it will mean that x is equals to 0 or x is equals to 2, because we shall be having x minus 2 is equals to 0. This x will be 0 equals to 0, or this part that we are having here will be equals to 0, and then we can say x is equals to 2 because this goes on the other side of the equal sign. The sign becomes a positive. Now, if we have two values of x, and this is also x which is 2 and this is x which is 0, it means this coordinate that we are having for a here, for a, x is 0, and then we need to find the value of y. For b, x is going to be 2. We are going to find the value of y at that point. In order to find the value of y for a, we are going to use this, any of the equation that is here, or we can even use this equation here. Then we are going to say y is going to be equals to 0 squared over 2 plus 2. Then it means that y is going to be 2 at that point. So y is 2. For us to find the value of y in b, we are going to say y is equals to 2 squared over 4 plus 2, and that is going to be 1 plus 2, and that will be 3. So this value here is going to be 3. So that's what you do in order to find the coordinates of A and B. Next, we're supposed to find the volume of the solid when the shaded region is revolved around the y-axis. This one is revolved around the y-axis 360 degrees, which is the same as 2 pi. So basically, we are going to find the volume that is formed when this region is revolved. So what you're going to realize is that it's like the solid that is formed. So what you're going to realize here, is that we're going to have a solid. So what you realize is that we're going to have a solid whereby it's a 3D, whereby the cone has been removed. So the question is, what is the volume of the solid formed? So in this case, we're going to use the formula. Volume is given by the formula. Volume of the solid formed is usually given by the formula pi integrating from A all the way to B, y squared with respect to x. This is the formula we're going to use. Now, since we are integrating from 2 all the way to this point, we're going to integrate up to the point where y is 3, and here y is 2 at this point, y is 2. Then it means we are not going to use this formula the way it is. We are 2 all the way to 3, from 2 all the way to 3, x squared dy. Because from the value of y is equals to 2 up to the value of y is equals to 3. Then which means that for us to find this answer, we are going to start from pi 2 all the way to 3. Now, this equation that we are having is in terms of y, so we need to find it in terms of x. So this is going to be y minus 2, because the equation is y is equals to x squared over 4 plus 2. So which will mean that we have to make x the subject of the formula so that we can be able to substitute it here. So we are going to say this is going to be y minus 2 is equals to x squared over 4 times 4 all through. We are going to have 4y minus 8 is equals to x squared. So x squared is equals to 4y minus 8. Then we find square root both sides. This will cancel. Our x is going to translate to square root of 4y minus 8. So this is the value of x we are going to put here. So we are going to say this is square root of 4y minus 8, and this is going to be squared with respect to y. Then we're going to subtract now this one, pi from 2 to 3, and that will be, we shall write this equation, and that is going to be 2y minus 4 squared with respect to x. Now, you need to know how you are going to integrate that. Of course, to integrate the first expression is going to reduce to what? The first expression is going to reduce to pi from 2 all the way to 3. Squaring this, we are going to have 4y minus 8, which we are going to integrate with respect to y, and then minus pi, integrate from 2 to 3, integrating this part 2y minus 4 with respect to y. Then to integrate the first expression, that expression becomes pi into bracket 2y squared minus 8x from 2 all the way to 3, minus integrating this expression here, it's going to become everything over 8 comes down, no, 9 comes down, times differentiating this term, you get 2, then we shall write 2y minus 4 raised to power 9, and the limits are running from 2 all the way to 3. So if you work out this question, you're going to get 2 over 3 pi as the answer, as the volume of the revolution that you're going to get after performing this.